Next up, another Halo killer, which wasn't. Pariah. I played this game back when it first came out, and I really don't remember anything about it. So obviously it wasn't very memorable. The graphics were pretty good, but yeah, it's just your basic generic first-person shooter. If you're into shooters and you only have an Xbox, I would recommend picking it up if it was like, $5 or less. Sega GT 2002. This is the first Xbox game I ever played, and it was the first racing sim that I ever played, and it actually got me into the racing sim genre. I didn't play the Gran Turismos, I wasn't interested in them, but this was all I had at the time on Christmas morning, and I really got into it. If you've never played this one before, it is a sim. I think it's better than Project Gotham Racing. Lots of customization for the, well, not customization really, but engine upgrades and things like that. It's basically copied Gran Turismo, but this is an Xbox exclusive. So you could upgrade your cars, like the engines, NA tunes and turbos and racing slicks and weight reductions and things like that. It had a license system the same way as Gran Turismo. You'd have to race a course perfectly to get your your A license and your B license, and finally ending with your racing license and things like that. So, and on the back we have Jet Set Radio Future. A lot of people really like this game. I couldn't get into it. I tried playing it multiple times and just really didn't like it. It wasn't good enough to pull me away from Sega GT back when these were the only two games that I had when I first got my Xbox. So this is my fiance's game, Beyond Good and Evil. It's made by Ubisoft. I really couldn't tell you anything about this game. I'm pretty sure it's an action style platformer. I have never played it before. I actually just picked this up, and I know there's an HD remake right now that I believe is already out, but like I said, I was never interested in the Beyond Good and Evil, but now that I own it, I'm probably going to give it a shot, definitely. Next up, might as well get these out of the way. The Halo games. Without question, the best first-person shooters on the Xbox. What can I say? If you're watching this channel, you probably know everything about Halo. Halo was my preferred out of the two. It was just funner. I liked the levels better. Didn't have a whole lot of story, but just funner to play. Whereas Halo 2 had tons of story, but the levels just weren't as fun. I like the tank levels maybe a little bit more. Graphics were definitely better in the second one. Online play was definitely better in the second one as well. But I don't know, the first one still holds a special place in my heart. I remember the first time I played this, I just absolutely fell in love with it. Couldn't put it down. And yes, I know these are the Platinum Hits versions. I really don't care. Like I said before, it's just a case. I'm interested in the games only. So yeah, these are definitely two of my favorites on the system for sure. And Halo 2 is also the top selling game on the system, in case you're wondering. Next up, another one that I just picked up. I've been dying to play this for a long time. Kill Switch. It's put out by Namco. Apparently this is one of the best shooters that they ever put out. And this is the game that inspired Gears of War with its stop and pop kind of cover system. It was the first game to really do that the way that it did. So I'm really anxious to to try this one. I want to try it out. You know, just to see, you know, what it plays like, because it, you know, apparently did inspire, you know, the gameplay in Gears of War. And Gears of War is probably my favorite Xbox 360 series, exclusive series at least. Next up, Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is supposedly the best Silent Hill in the series. I was never really into the Silent Hill games, so never really played them. I haven't played this one yet either, but it's horror survival. But it's kind of a different style than Resident Evil. Like, back in the day, you had the two distinct horror survival, you know, games, you know, styles, and one was Resident Evil and one was Silent Hill. So it's still third person, and you're still just this one has more emphasis on running away and using melee weapons instead of, you know, rocket launchers and things like that that you get with Resident Evil. But like I said, I could be wrong too. I've never played it before. Seen the movie, loved it, so picked this one up. It's good to have in the collection. Another one I'm happy to have in my collection. Another one of the better shooters, definitely, and another PC port as well. Half-Life 2. You know, what can I say about Half-Life 2? It is one of the best games ever made. Like, simple as that. I love this game. I played through it multiple times. You know, you can get lots of enjoyment out of this game. Has a save system like all the other PCs. You just save anytime you want to, but you have to make sure you save. Otherwise you'll really lose out if you do die, and you can die really quickly in this game if you don't watch yourself. But just a fantastic story. You really don't need to play the first Half-Life. If you do play the first one, you'll know a little bit more what they're talking about when they're talking about Black Mesa and everything like that. But you can definitely enjoy it. I played this one first and I enjoyed it, and then I played the first one afterwards. And you know, some stuff in this game made a little more sense after that. But if you've never played the first, you can still pick this one up. This is the first in a series of episodes that were supposed to come out. There is Half-Life 2 Episode 1, which picks up right where this one leaves off. And then there's Half-Life 2 Episode 2, which picks up right where that one leaves off. And there's supposed to be an Episode 3, but that hasn't came out yet. And it's been quite a while, Valve. So, you know, quit making Left 4 Dead games and get us Episode 3, or even better yet, you know, get us Half-Life 3. You know, I'm sure nobody would care. Because Half-Life 2 Episode 2 ended on a real cliffhanger, so we're kind of anxious to see the outcome of that. But yeah, if you're not familiar with the series, it is a first-person shooter. Controls are great. They're maybe not quite at the caliber of the Halo controls in their preciseness, but it's close. The graphics are definitely better. These graphics are probably, you know, it's kind of a toss-up between this and, you know, Doom 3 and other PC games, but these are definitely right up there in the top. I would go as far as to say the top 3 graphics on the system, definitely. So, and it's definitely one of my favorites on the system.